आज के हमारे पॉडकास्ट के गेस्ट को अगर मैं 3 वर्ड्स में डिस्क्राइब करना चाहूँ तो दीज 3 वर्ड्स वुड बी विजनरी एंटरप्रेन्योर, सेकंड वुड बी फुल ऑफ लाइफ एंड थर्ड वुड बी बड़ा भाई. सो वेलकम टू आवर पॉडकास्ट बिस्टेक विद चर्चा. कार्तिक, हाउ इज एवरीथिंग? कैसा लग रहा है?
थैंक यू सार्थक, थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी टू कम हियर. आज यहाँ आया, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आपका पूरा सेटअप देख के. आई फील वेरी प्राउड ऑफ द यूथ ऑफ बरेली दैट दे आर डूइंग सो मच. मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि बरेली में इतना प्रोफेशनल पॉडकास्ट सेटअप होगा. सो गुड जॉब सार्थक एंड लेट्स सी हाउ इट गोस.
I'm sure it would be an amazing podcast, and thanks for complimenting our setup. It's the team who gets the work done. Teamwork gets the dream work. So let's start with the youth. As you said, you have been a friend to every friend of mine. Like, if I describe you in 2 phrases, in 1 word, in 2 words or 1 phrases, it would be चलता फिरता LinkedIn. I go out to people, I ask कि यार मेरे को एक podcast record करनी है, do you know someone? He's like Karthik, Karthik, and everyone knows you and everyone respects you a lot. So how is it that with so much of business happening, so much of time that you have occupied, इसके बाद भी you have time to socialize with everyone?
एक्चुअली मैं अपने आप को क्रेडिट नहीं, यहाँ के लोगों को क्रेडिट दूंगा. बरेली पीपल आर सुपर वार्म. और लिंक्डइन नहीं बोलूँगा क्योंकि मैं बिजनेस रिलेटेड नहीं, मैं इमोशन रिलेटेड कनेक्ट करता हूँ लोगों से. सो एंड बरेली इज़ होम एंड इट्स ऑलवेज बीन होम. एंड हर बंदे को रिगार्ड दो, वो आपको रिटर्न में रिगार्ड देता है. तो हमेशा से मेरा राय है कि सबको रिस्पेक्ट करो, चाहे वो छोटा हो एज में, चाहे बड़ा हो या सेम एज का हो, और वो गिव बैक करते हैं मेरे को रिस्पेक्ट. सो छोटा सा एक प्रिंसिपल है कि रिस्पेक्ट पीपल एंड दे रिस्पेक्ट यू बैक.
And one amazing thing that I would like to add about Bareilly, which you said, is आप बाहर जाओ तो there is a social demarcation कि there is a certain sector of society जो बहुत रईसों के नाम से यहाँ जाते हैं और वो अलग लोगों से बात नहीं करते, who are not maybe financially that stable. That difference is also not very much evident in Bareilly. हर आदमी एक दूसरे से बात कर पा रहा है, and I am sure people like you are the reason जिससे सब लोग एक दूसरे से कम्युनिकेट कर पाते हैं, बात कर पाते हैं.
यहाँ पे जो कोर सबको सिखाया जाता है बचपन से, हर स्कूल में, हर उसमें, कि आप सबसे मिलो, सबसे घुलो मिलो, मज़े करो, अपने आप को कभी भी एरोगेंट मत दिखाओ, क्योंकि यहाँ पे लिमिटेड लोग हैं. आपको उन्हीं के साथ उठना बैठना है, और कब कि कौन काम आ जाए हमें नहीं पता होता.
We will definitely get to your schooling and your childhood.
Sure.
But let me tell to our guests, to our viewers, and to people who are from Bareilly, not from Bareilly. If they are from Bareilly, they are already living in a cave if they don't know Karthik. So Karthik is the owner of Hotel Oberoi Anand, which is a landmark in Bareilly. Secondly, he also owns हम सबकी favorite Chinese franchise, which is Rolling Panda. And even our cameraman, she loves the chow mein from your food joint.
So we don't call it chow mein at Rolling Panda, we call them noodles.
Okay, okay, my bad. So, first of all, let's start with Hotel Oberoi Anand. That's been a name of legacy out here in Bareilly.
Yeah.
How do you feel like when your name is associated with such a
So
place?
I've been, my granddad and one of his closest friends, they started this legendary hotel. My granddad was a complete legend. At that time, he had the vision to open up a hotel. It was one of the first hotels in Bareilly.
What year is it?
It must be about 1988 or something.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so we initially started with 10 rooms, then we increased it 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now we have around 100 rooms in the hotel.
Wow.
And being a part of it somehow is a great sense of pride. I've practically grown up there, seen everything there. So Hotel Oberoi Anand is, our family is respected throughout the city because of it. So it has practically given us everything here.
So, as you mentioned, this is your family owned business.
Yeah.
और अक्सर ही जिन लोगों ने बिजनेस पास्ट में नहीं किया होता है या जिनके पास फैमिली बिजनेस नहीं होता, वो ऑफन ये क्लेम करते हैं रनिंग अ फैमिली बिजनेस इज इजी. कि यार इसको तो एग्जाम्पल बाप से पैसा मिला है उस पे छाप रहा है. व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस दैट कम अलोंग विद द फैमिली बिजनेस?
कंसिस्टेंसी, चाहे खुद का बिजनेस शुरू करो चाहे बाप से शुरू करो, कंसिस्टेंट तो हर जगह रहना पड़ता है, सबसे
बिल्कुल.
पहली चीज़. सेकंड चीज़ इज जो लेगेसी आपके ग्रैंडफादर आपके फादर ने क्रिएट किया है, आप उसको मैचअप नहीं करोगे तो वो चीज़ आपको रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा, वो दिखाएगा, सबको पता चलेगा कि ये नहीं देख पा रहा. तो आपके ऊपर एक एक्सपेक्टेशन का बर्डन है जो एक जनरल स्टार्टअप या किसी बंदे ने कोई चीज़ स्क्रैच से शुरू की है वो कभी नहीं होगा.
Do you feel the pressure from family, yeah, the pressure of the name or the legacy itself?
No, I don't feel any pressure from my family. I feel the pressure that I don't spoil the name of the hotel or something. I don't take it downwards if I'm not taking upwards.
So more than pressure, so more than pressure, you think this is an opportunity that you think
Yeah.
कि I can really grow it into chains or maybe grow it into a much bigger thing that it already is.
Yeah, I think we can obviously modernize the hotel. The hotel industry keeps on changing every hour, every year. You see different things brought into a hotel. We can always keep evolving. So that is a very positive point.
Similarly, we were talking about family owned businesses on how there is a business जो आपको family owned मिला and then you've been managing it very well. You also have another business, Rolling Panda, जिसमें you started it on your own and now it's become a name of its own. So tell us more about Rolling Panda.
So in 2018, I was back from my graduation, post-graduation from Delhi. I wanted to do something on my own also. Start something from scratch and see how it goes,
Sure.
how the Bareilly people respond. So in fooding, I saw a big gap in Chinese. So there was just Thela Ka Chinese and nothing else.
True.
So I wanted a decent Chinese place, which I myself personally missed. So I love. So I created this brand called Rolling Panda, and Bareilly people loved it, and the love of them and love of them brought it here.
Honestly, not only the ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ फाइनेंशियली कि सस्ता चाउमीन मिल रहा है एक जगह बहुत महंगी चाउमीन मिल रही है, बहुत अच्छा एम्बियंस मिल रहा है. रोलिंग पांडा नॉट जस्ट कम्स इन बीच का स्पेस जहाँ चाउमीन या नूडल्स जहाँ नूडल्स एक मीडियम रेंज में है. इट ऑल्सो द टेस्ट इज ऑल्सो एट पार विद द गुड रेस्टोरेंट्स while the price is at par with the lower end restaurants. So how have you figured this out?
So basically, I only focused in one cuisine, and
True.
that is Chinese, and I cracked the recipes of those.
So are you willing to share it on the podcast?
No. Soon I will, but it'll be difficult for people to understand.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. But क्या कहते हैं, एक रेसिपीज क्रैक कर दी तो उसको मैं उसकी हर चीज़ का कॉस्ट डाउन लेके आ पाया. इस वजह से अब मैं अगर चार चीज़ें बना रहा होता तो मेरे भी कॉस्ट हाई हो जाते, क्योंकि मेरे को उतना स्टाफ रखना पड़ता, उतनी डिफरेंट रॉ मटेरियल्स अलग अलग जगहों से प्रोक्योर करना पड़ता. सो एक क्विजीन पे फोकस किया, पीपल मेड द मार्केट आउट ऑफ इट एंड पीपल लव इट एंड पीपल आर स्टिल लविंग.
So we definitely understand your game about ingredients जो आप खाने में डाल रहे हो, cost cutting कर रहे हो. But when you focus on only making Chinese food, you also need experts who make Chinese food. So do you train these people? Do you hire amazing chefs?
So firstly, I am not cutting cost in my ingredients because all my ingredients are procured from Delhi.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and we don't use Ajinomoto, and we use vegetable broth powder or chicken broth
Wow.
powder. So first is that, and second is, yeah, basically there are chefs available. You have to sit with them, you have to talk to them, you have to see their weaknesses and strengths, and you have to then train them or suggest. You can't train them, you have to suggest them according to you what taste you want and what is the taste people like, and they also suggest you otherwise.
So my outlook towards chefs is looking at people from MasterChef and people like Gordon Ramsay who are very egoistic. You know, they have a certain set of rules that they want in their kitchen. Does this really happen in your kitchens as well?
So actually, chefs, you've gone to the top level in the world, but I'll talk about chefs in the grassroots levels also. Every chef thinks that the restaurant is running because of them.
Okay.
So you have to, and which practically is, but you have to manage it in such a way that he neither gets very egoistic nor he is very pareshan. So you have to manage it in a way. And all respect to chefs, they're the backbone of the organization. But seeing the business end of a restaurant is also very difficult.
True. I never, before talking to you, I never knew there's such a strong HR department needed to run the restaurants
You
and
have to
hotels.
be the HR department.
Yourself.
Yeah.
True. Talking more about the fun that is associated with the food, I am sure our audience wants to know or should know about the amazing food festival Indulgence that you have started. Tell us more about it.
So 2018 I was back from Delhi and I wanted to do something related to events. And
Wow.
also I wanted to launch myself in a way. So I envisioned this festival on the lines of Grub Fest that happens in Delhi. So we had a lot of struggle. We wanted brands to come from Delhi.
Perfect.
So we had a lot of struggle of calling because a lot of Delhi brands didn't want to come to a smaller
Yeah.
town. So through some string, through push and pull, we got Lalit's, the 5-star hotel, their food truck to Bareilly. Then we got this very famous pizza brand called Fat Lulu. They came.
Yeah.
And then 2 other ice cream brands came. That time the what ice cream you called this nitrogen ice cream was
Oh,
becoming
okay.
popular.
Yeah.
So they came, and then all the local brands joined in. So it was a good, fun 2-day festival. There were bands from Delhi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go to the one in 2018. I went there in 2023. And I have heard that 2023 was not even close to the one that happened in 2018.
I wouldn't say that both the festivals were very special for me, but 2018 obviously was the launch of it.
Yeah.
And I still remember there was a stand-up comedian also.
Nice.
And 2 bands playing around. So it was jam-packed.
Wait, will we have Indulgence this year?
Let's see.
Oh, wow, I'm looking forward to it already.
Sure.
You know, amazing food, good music.
Yeah, yeah.
Moving ahead, tell us about your education and how your childhood was.
So my childhood, I've always been in Bareilly
Yeah.
till my 12th.
Mhm.
I did my schooling initially from Hartman College, and then I shifted to DPS. I had a fun school time. I was kind of naughty that time, but yeah, good. Then I went to Symbiosis Law School, Noida. I can't believe I did law.
Wait, you're a vakil?
Yeah, I'm a
Wow.
vakil, but I'm not practicing wakalat anymore. So
It's good to know law, right?
it's good to know law, but it's very boring.
Do you think some part of law changed you, like studying law?
Yeah, I don't. I think some part I'm more knowledgeable and I think more practically after I did law.
Yeah.
Like seeing the actual struggles. I did all the internships in Delhi.
Wow.
Did internship with one of the best law firms, and that taught me how to be consistent, how to wake up on time, go to office on time, come back on time. So that was an important learning phase. Now, no matter what in business, also consistency and consistency is very important.
How's family life?
Family life is great. My dad, my brother, my mom, and then we have 2 French bulldogs, Carlo, Pablo. They're very close to me. So family life is great. We try to move out once in a week together,
Wow,
or
that's
we
amazing.
go to Delhi once together, or we travel somewhere together.
So what's your go-to place in Bareilly with family?
Hotel O'Brien.
What a way to promote yourself.
Always.
So do you call it dine in? But yeah, anyways, so now that we are back to Hotel O'Brien,
Yeah.
another credit that you deserve is welcoming exhibitions to Bareilly and especially to Hotel Oberoi Anand. I go to all these exhibitions as a company who is giving out tech to people with smaller businesses, and they tell me on how your hotel has given opportunity to women entrepreneurs जिनके पास दुकान नहीं है, funds नहीं है, but they still have an ambition to open their businesses.
Yeah.
So tell us more about why and how exhibitions happened.
All the newness happening in Bareilly feels very fulfilling.
Amazing.
And women coming up with ideas related to exhibition and doing stuff, and we are most welcome to those ideas, and we want to support wherever we can. So it's a very fulfilling thing seeing Bareilly grow, because I've lived here practically since 94, 95, like since I've gained control, and seeing it grow in such a way, change in the past 10 years. I've seen people taking initiatives like yours.
Thank you.
So we are always welcome. I am always welcome to new ideas happening in Bareilly, and I can do whatever my small big bit to support those ideas.
Another thing which comes along from the growth is, a lot of businesses, a lot of youth, as you are associated with, wants to do business. As this is a business and technology podcast, we discuss a lot about business, tech, youth, and who better to ask than you. Do you think a lot of this technology, business start करना है, पैसा कमाना है, is a fad and would go away with time?
No, it shouldn't go away with time.
Okay.
Neither it's a fad, but the problem here is youth sometimes lack a bit of patience, which they should have before starting a business or doing a
True.
business, because a lot of people want to do a lot of things together, but you should always choose one line and then focus on it, and then try to expand it. So ये फैक्ट तो होना नहीं चाहिए. अगर आपका देश इनोवेट करना है, आपके देश का यूथ इनोवेट करना शुरू कर रहा है, तो एक बहुत पॉजिटिव साइन है आपके.
I really hope this is not a fad. But what, another thing which I have realized in past 2 years of me doing business in Bareilly is a lot of people do not have the mental bandwidth to stand. जैसे आपने कहा पेशेंस नहीं है यूथ में, क्योंकि एक बिजनेस को सेट होने में, एक बिजनेस को खड़ा होने में, बच्चे की तरह यंग होने में, बच्चे से अडल्ट होने में टाइम लगता है. एंड यूथ डजंट हैव पेशेंस टू वेट फॉर 1 year, 3 years so that their business could grow. एंड वहां वो हार मान जाते हैं. सो व्हाट इज योर एडवाइस टू यूथ so which motivates them to अड़े रहो and खड़े रहो for their business?
I'll always say that innovate, but always listen to your elders, because they've been in this world longer than you have, and learn from their experiences. So, और second और सबसे important चीज़ है कि ego नहीं होनी चाहिए.
It's listening to elders is very underrated. हर कोई इस बारे में बात नहीं करता है. And this takes me on to the next step, which we have discussed in past, which is spirituality, and what's your relation with it?
Spirituality, I can't define it. I'm not, but spirituality, I've always been very God-fearing, and I have always felt that there's a higher power which is influencing our life in some way or the other.
Yeah.
So I have had stages of spirituality, which is called a bhakti stage, in which I was just a follower, to a stage which now I've learned how to meditate, and that from that day my life has changed. So spirituality now means a lot to me, because the clarity of mind that meditation and being in all this brings is not even describable in words.
So, a lot of people who watch our podcast, most of them are youth people, and sometimes उनको ये भी लगता है कि meditation and all of these are just concepts which West has taken from India, जो चले गए थे, and now they are making it work. Do you really think कि सही में मेडिटेशन से फर्क पड़ता है?
मैं think नहीं, I felt the differences. I know that it really works in whatever way.
So how did you get to your spiritual journey?
It's a very difficult journey. I didn't choose it at once. Initially जो यूथ का थॉट होता है कि ये मेडिटेशन क्या है, आँख बंद करके कौन बैठ
Exactly.
सकता है, ये मेरे को भी कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं समझ आते थे. बट थोड़ा टाइम जैसे ही मतलब काम में घुसा, चीज़ों में घुसा, देखते रहा कि स्ट्रेसेस जो आते रहते हैं हमारे बढ़ते रहेंगे और विद टाइम वो बढ़ते रहते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
तो उसको मैनेज करने का कोई तो जरिया होगा कि कहाँ से मैनेज कर सकते हो, कैसे मैनेज कर सकते हो. तब मैंने इंटरनेट के थ्रू किसी की वीडियोस देखना शुरू करी, सदगुरु को फॉलो करना शुरू किया, उनकी मैंने इंजीनियर इंजीनियरिंग करके उनके प्रोग्राम में इनरोल किया और मैंने उनकी मेडिटेशन सीखी. तो जब उनकी मेडिटेशन मैंने कंटिन्यूअसली प्रैक्टिस करी, देखो 2 दिन में नहीं होती, you have to
हाँ.
practice it over time. Then the clarity I had in my mind was different. So spirituality अगर आप कल ट्राई करोगे कि आँख बंद करके मेडिटेट करना, अगर आप उतने पीस में हो तो आप कर सकते हो, वरना कहीं ना कहीं आपको कोई ना कोई जरिया ढूंढना पड़ेगा कि आप कैसे मेडिटेशन और स्पिरिचुअलिटी को एंटर करो.
Does this clarity of mind also translate into better business opportunities or better clarity in
Obviously,
business?
if you have a clear mind, won't you make clearer decisions? Won't you be more logical when you're thinking? Won't you feel lighter? Or
Yeah.
a small thing, wouldn't you be able to work longer hours? I think you can.
True. So, do you think Sadhguru has been an instrumental figure in your life?
He has, and there are other instrumental spiritual figures also. But again, everyone has the journey of their own.
True.
It's not something I'm propagating. Want everyone to search for their own gurus or search for their own deities they pray and follow them.
So, let's get on to the literally.
And-
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And when you talk about Western media, now suddenly medical science has also started emphasizing on the benefits
Yeah.
of meditation, psychologically and whatever way. And our Hindu tradition, we've been following meditation since thousands of years.
Yeah.
So I guess people need to come back to the roots and do something in the tradition.
Yeah, I really value your opinion here, but let's move to a literally contrasting topic and let's start to talk a bit about technology, considering this is a BizTech podcast. What's the role of technology that you have had in your businesses so far?
So in Rolling Panda, I have had this app called Paid Puja,
Yeah.
and it's a very practical app, and it's quite user friendly, if I come to say. I can cut bills through it, I can manage my stock through
Yeah.
it. Now I don't need to be coming to my outlet every day or sitting throughout, because I know that if there is some discrepancy, I'll come to know about it in the
Yeah.
app. So and plus Swiggy and Zomato, they've come as a boon and a curse also.
Yeah, let's talk about Boon first.
Boon first, that they've reached people that normally you wouldn't be able to reach, or wouldn't be able to reach your location.
Mm-hmm.
For example, someone is in Bareilly, someone is sitting in Green Park or Mahanagar, and they want to suddenly crave Rolling Panda.
True.
And there's even one vegetable noodles. They open their app, they order. They don't mind paying delivery charges, but they just have to want to have one plate
noodle.
of noodles.
Yeah.
They just open their app and place the order, and your turnover increased. So boon is that, and plus it's become, people get bored, they open Zomato and they order something.
They also have a lot of varieties, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm sure people want to eat noodles.
Yeah.
And they go around a lot of places and then they figure out Rolling Panda is also there. Let me try first. So it also gets you new customers.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it gets a lot of new customers.
And what about the curse?
The curse is the amount of commission they charge on orders.
Okay.
It's insane. They charge 25% plus taxes.
Wow.
It's a lot on.
That's 1/4 of your income, right?
Yeah, it's a lot on the restaurateurs. So one way it's increased your turnover, on the other way it's.
Wait, so this is me asking as a person who orders food, and I'm also a kind of kid who you know, sits on the last bench and calculates teacher इतना तो कमा ही रहा होगा. So it's me coming with that intent, asking you, do restaurants usually price up or mark up their prices on Zomato and
सारे
Swiggy?
सीक्रेट्स आज ही पूछ
नहीं काट ले.
मत काटना यार. But obviously we have to survive, so we'll have to mark up the
Okay.
prices. We can't pay 30% out
True.
of our pockets. Then not so much margin in the food. So
But I think that just increases the market price overall, right?
it
Now
does,
that everyone
it
is
does, but
selling on Zomato.
there's a price you will have to pay for convenience, right?
True.
If like we have home delivery options in our restaurant also available, but people hardly use it. Although we've tried to promote it a lot, but people hardly use it because it's very easy for them to just order
Order it on
Zomato.
the app. What about other technology options you have? Do you love gadgets?
I'm okay with gadgets. I don't can't call them love, but obviously fancy gadgets fascinate me a lot.
So what's one gadget that you have and you think it's super fancy?
I don't know what category of gadgets would do as
Anything. Do you
Superman.
think you have a trimmer that no one else in the world or in Bareilly would have?
No, I have nothing like that. I'm not a very gadget collector type of a person.
Yeah. So before we close the podcast, what would be the one tip you would have for the youth of Bareilly and India on, could be on business, could be on technology, could be just motivating them?
I'm very happy with the way India is going, but like we shouldn't get overconfident before we actually be of any weightage. Like our Olympics, we didn't win that much of medals, but now facilities we see throughout India, sports facilities have increased drastically. So I would want you to keep working hard, keep the attitude up, and go for it.
So to all our viewers, keep working hard, keep believing in technology, and whenever you visit Bareilly or if you are in Bareilly, definitely go to Oberoi Anand, order Rolling Pandas food on Zomato today. Have a great time.